And welcome into PressBox Live. I'm Stan the Fan Charles of PressBox and PressBoxOnline.com. With me, as always, is my good friend Ross Grimsley, #1 left-hander in your hearts. And joining us, and we'll get to him in just a minute, is swinging Ken Singleton, one of my favorite Orioles of all time. We'll talk to him about what's going on with him. But right now, I got to tell you that PressBox Live is brought to you each and every Monday and Wednesday. Our Zooms are brought to you by C3 American Exteriors. You can check out their website. Go to c3america.com to see how you might get a free roof for just the cost of your insurance deductible. You know, I say on all these Zooms, if you own a home, the most expensive fix or repair you're going to have or replacement is your roof. And you got to have a roof on your house. Let's face it. All three of us agree with that. And I always say, seriously, there are 3 boxes you got to check. You got to know the people, you got to like the people, and you got to trust the people, because this is expensive stuff. And C3 American Exteriors checks all 3 boxes with me. I know one of the owners. Not only do they stand behind their work, more importantly, they do great work. They're master craftsmen in the roofing trade. So C3 American Exteriors. Joining me, as we said, was former number 29 of the Baltimore Orioles, one of my favorite hitters, Ken Singleton. Ken, how are you, my friend?
Dan, how are you? How are you, Ross?
Wonderful, buddy. Doing well.
Hey, speaking of number 29, we hear that little bird just told us that you just celebrated your 30th wedding anniversary. Congratulations.
Yeah, one more than 29. Yeah. We made it this far. It was, a lot of people who were at this celebration, we renewed our vows and everything, weren't there the first time. I mean, like the grandkids and some of the kids weren't there. But also, some people aren't there this time, like our parents. And of course, we kind of missed them. And we made reference to them too. And, we had the wedding album out from the first time. And a lot of nostalgia, a lot of love in the room, Stan. And it was great. I really enjoyed it, especially the grandkids being around too. So turn back the clock and it was awesome.
Well, and, congratulations to you.
Yeah, it's quite a milestone. It kind of went fast. And sometimes you think, this is never going to end.
kind of like your broadcast career, but surprisingly, about 8 days ago, you announced on the air, or at least Michael Kay announced on the air, and they were caught off guard. They all assumed that you were going to re-up for another year, maybe less games, maybe more money, but you have really sort of put your exclamation point. Your career as a broadcaster, you think, is over.
Yeah, I kind of know it's over. I just felt, Stan, there was nothing else I could do. And the schedule I had, I wasn't doing that many games to begin with.
Right.
And Ross knows when the season starts, I'm kind of all in. I have to follow it every day.
Yep.
If I'm not watching the Yankee game, I'm listening to it. So when I get there, I know what I'm talking about. And people say, oh, why don't you do about 8-9 games a year? I really can't do it that way without being all in. So I'm all out now. I didn't feel like there was. Go ahead, Stan.
Go ahead.
I didn't feel like there was anything else I could do. I mean, during my career, when I was working for Major League Baseball International, I broadcast the World Series, All-Star Games, Championship Series. I played in all of those as a player. So I felt like there's not much else for me to do. I miss my grandkids' games sometimes. I don't like doing that. My grandson was at our celebration yesterday, and he the day before he threw 2 touchdown passes. And I missed that. And those are the sort of things I don't want to miss.
All right. Well, before I turn you over to Ross, I just have to ask you your take on the Yankees season this year. I mean, it had some ups and it had some downs. And it kind of was crazy at the end, but they got in a 1-game playoff. Anything can happen then. Your thoughts?
Well, you're right. When you say they were up and down, they were very streaky this year. They'd go off and win 23, go 23-11, and then all of a sudden they only win 5 out of 17. So that's the way the year went. Their hitting was kind of inconsistent. Either they were really, really good, or they're getting 4 and 5 hits a game and striking out 10, 12 times a game. The bullpen was good. The starters were iffy. Garrett Cole was really good at the beginning of the year, but when they started checking for the sticky stuff, all of a sudden his numbers started going the other way, and he wasn't quite as good. Not to say he's a better than average pitcher, and they're paying him a lot of money, but to only get two innings out of him in the wild card game, that's not what they were counting on. They weren't counting on that.
Ross, go ahead.
Yeah, what are they going to have to do? What are the Yankees going to have to do this offseason? I know catching-wise, that's been a question like for the last few years. I know your center fielder, he's getting a little older. You got Rizzo, I believe. And what are they going to have to do? I know the starting pitching like you said, is a question. But the numbers, were right up there with the other teams, really. But they have some injuries and stuff. What are they going to have to do? Because the AL East is really tough. Toronto got much better. Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay, and the Yanks, the Orioles are what they are. But what are they going to have to do?
Well, I think they have to get more athletic as a team. They were stealing bases a little bit more in the second half. And that kind of, when they had some guys come up from the minor leagues that fill in for people who are injured, like Velasquez and Greg Allen came up. These guys are stealing bases all over the place, and they put some energy back in the team. I think the Yankees need to sign a number one shortstop. There are several shortstops out there who are free agents that are really, really good, like Seager and Correa, Trevor Story from Colorado, and some other guys as well. I think they need to sign one of those guys. They need to keep Gleyber Torres as far away from shortstop as they can. He can play second base. He's good at second. And when they moved him, because his defense was terrible, he started to hit a lot better. I think he relaxed as a player. Now the kid's only 24 years old, and some people want him traded. I don't think I would trade him. Remember this kid at 38 home runs a couple of years ago.
Right.
They need a reliable center fielder. Hicks, his last 2 years, 1 year Tommy John surgery, this year wrist surgery, and he missed the majority of both seasons. Now, he's a pretty good player, but I wouldn't say he's upper echelon center fielder. I don't think anybody would mistake him for that. He's good, but I think the Yankees might entertain getting another outfielder. As far as starting pitching, you have to remember Severino's coming back as a starter. They were using him out of the bullpen because they didn't have time to build him up into a starting role. And he was very effective out of the bullpen. So he'll be back in there with Cole. I think somebody like Montgomery, they have to move down to fourth or fifth. He's okay, but he didn't get much run support this year. As far as the other starters, they still have Herman. I still think they need to sign at least one more starter if they can find somebody. The bullpen, I would kind of leave alone. If they can find another setup guy or a decent guy, maybe they'll go in that direction. But I do feel they have to get more athletic and stop relying on the home runs. Joey Gallo the guy only hit like 200. He walks a lot. He strikes out a lot. And he hits a few home runs. I will give him this. He's good. He's a good defender. He runs the bases well. But to me, Ross, anybody who gets on base like 33% of the time or less, I don't know if I like him on my team. I like guys with good on base percentages, guys who can hit 270 and above with a decent on base percentage. That's not Joey Gallo. He's going to hit some home runs, but he struck out over 200 times this year. Me in that regard. I'm kind
That's not good.
Good guys who can put the ball in play with 2 strikes. Right. Yeah, that's what
Are you starting to see that more now in the game? Guys are starting to hit the ball the other way a little bit. They're starting to take advantage of the shifts and do some things, make a little more contact.
Ross, I really think it's starting to turn around a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope so, at least. I'm not saying all the hitters are going to turn into Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs. Right. But I do think there's definite room for improvement. You got to take advantage of the shifts, particularly when you got 2 strikes. Just hit the ball the other way. it's almost like everybody has one swing and that's it. You know, just from the first pitch you at bat to the last one, no matter what happens, they got one swing. You got to have more than one.
How frustrating was that for you to watch and broadcast some of the things that are going on in the game? And I know we've talked about this on the golf course between swings and what have you, but it's I mean, some of the stuff you just shake.
Yeah, but there are real people watching now. Ken might not want to say some of it.
No, I mean, no, it's frustrating, to see some of the stuff. We've talked about this, and you just shake your head. And as a broadcaster and trying to be positive, it's really hard to do when you see some of the things that you're seeing.
When I'm doing a game and there's 25 strikeouts in a game, combined, I'm thinking, what is going on here? I'm thinking, are these guys going up there blindfolded? What's happening here? I like to see the ball put in play. I like to see action on the field. That's not action. Just walking up there and walking back. You're not helping anybody. You're not moving runners around the bases that way. I realize there are more hard throwers than there were when I was playing. That's for sure. But still, I mean, you got to be able to hit the ball. I mean, that's why you're up there, just to hit it and put pressure on the defense if you can. I do think, Theo Epstein is now working for Major League Baseball. And when he left the Cubs, he said he was part of the problem because he's the one who kind of instituted his launch angle swings and all that sort of thing. And now he says, well, we got to try and change it. So maybe they'll start implementing things in the minor leagues to get hitters to concentrate more on putting the ball in play. When you get two strikes, I hated to strike out. You walk back there, you didn't know what to say. I completely failed. Just hit the ball. If somebody catches a line drive, you hit the ball. That you didn't play. You gave yourself a chance. There's no chance when you strike out.
Kenny, one of the parts of the game that I find the most irritating is the state of catching behind the plate catching. And one of the things that any manager will point to when I'll ask them a question about it, they'll say, well, it's how they're taught to catch now, to get down on one leg and move out of the way to pitch frame. Well, I think one of the things that's going to bring catching back is when they go to the electronic home plate umpire in another couple of years. There's going to be no need to pitch frame then. So the catchers can get back to being in the position, because all you hear is when they don't throw a guy out at second, well, he wasn't in great position because he's, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a good point, Stan. I do think, though, that one thing I'm seeing, too, I think not only maybe more contact hitting, but stolen bases will come back, too.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting. If you have the players who can do it. I mean, the best player on the Orioles this year was Cedric Mullins, and he combined both power and speed.
No question about it.
You get more players like that, and then catchers are going to have to make the adjustments. They might not be down on one knee anymore because you're going to have to try and throw people out. I think I saw a little bit more increasing in stolen bases this year.
There definitely was an increase.
Stolen bases. Yep. And I think that what happens is the reason why it's coming back, because nobody's had to defend it for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And it's hard for catchers to throw people out because they haven't been trained to do it. So, and pitchers don't hold runners because nobody was. So now, all of a sudden, guys are starting to go again. And to me, that's baseball. You got something you can steal a bag for, you go,
Yeah, I mean, a Rosarina stealing home plate the other night.
Yeah.
One of
it's
the most
exciting for the fans.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Great. Speaking of catching, though, the Yankees catching, manager Aaron Boone really more and more became a proponent of playing Kyle Higashioka rather than Sanchez because of the defense. Do you think they'll shop him actively, Sanchez?
There are people in the Yankee front office who want him gone.
Yeah.
And there are people who are afraid to let him go because, all of a sudden
he could come back and make you.
But he's capable. He's capable of putting 30-something. He's done it in the past. I think he's had 2 or 3 30 home run seasons. He hit 23 or 4 this year. But, you're right. His catching is not good. Outside of the fact that he throws very well, he just doesn't receive the ball very well.
Yeah.
A lot of pass balls, a lot of wild pitches. That cost him a game against the Orioles late in the season in September, where he couldn't stop a pitch. It was kind of wild. You know, it wasn't charged to him. It was a wild pitch, but maybe Higashioka could have got to it. That's the point. Higashioka catches because he's a better catcher. He frames pitches better. And another reason why he catches more, because he works well with Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
And when your number one guy is on the mound and he likes a certain catcher, that's who he's going to.
He's in the game.
Yeah. And also, that can spill over to other guys too. It spilled over with Kluber. When Kluber came back, Higashioka caught him too. So this, in a way, Sanchez is kind of being eased out of catching certain guys. But he's got to catch somebody. I mean, if you're on the team and you're capable of hitting a 30 home runs, you know, they feel like maybe he'll drive in more runs than he'll give up. So
they're hoping that.
Yeah, there are players like that in every position. Yeah.
But they may feel that they could get a real value in return for him. And he's the type of player that another team will say, we can fix that. I think, you know.
Yeah, I think the Yankees are afraid of that though. You know,
yeah, I understand.
Know which team is good at that? The Rays are good at that. Fixing people. Yeah. And so I would never trade with them. But
can he play another position?
I've never seen him play anywhere else.
Yeah.
DH. Yeah, he can
DH.
Okay.
Ross, go ahead. You got a couple.
Hey, Singer, you played for a long time, and you obviously announced for a long time. As a player, who was the best player? I mean, as far as an announcer and a player combined, who was the best player you ever saw?
That's a great
question. I know there's a bunch, but just right off the top of your head.
Can I go before I played or when I was growing up?
You can throw that out. Well, then and as a player and announcer.
I'm going back to when I was a kid. Willie Mays was the best player
that
I ever saw. He could do everything.
Right.
When I was playing, well, I really liked George Brett. I felt that there was a guy in the league that I wish was on my team. It was him, because he played hard, he played his position well, and he killed the Orioles. He's a guy I really liked. I mean, there were other guys too. Ross, we played against some great players, you know?
Oh, God. On the team with them and against them.
Oh, yeah. I think the best player as far as hitting and driving in runs was Eddie Murray. I just think when you needed it, man, he would drive it in. My job batting in front of him was to get on base.
Just get on.
I remember when Earl told me in spring training, he said, this year I'm going to move the kid up to fourth. You're going to hit in front of him. He said, your job remains the same. If you don't hit a home run, get on base so he can hit one. So that was my job, basically.
Yeah. You know,
you bring up a great point about the on base percentage. Like, I loved Adam Jones as a player, but what increasingly frustrated you with Adam at the end of the day, his on base percentage was always 315, 317. You know,
he's not going to walk. You know, he's a free swinger. And to me, a lot of time those guys get themselves out. You know, the smarter pitchers, they take advantage of them being so aggressive, and they throw that slider off the plate and they swing and miss it. They can't hit it, and they just go for it. To me, I walked a lot. I had a good on-base percentage. If the pitch was too hard for me to actually reach and hit, it was probably a ball. Yeah, and once you get the reputation with the umpires, Ross will tell you this. And the same goes for the pitchers.
Yeah.
Once you get the reputation of not swinging at everything and knowing the strike zone, the umpires give you the close ones. Rick Dempsey used to complain to me all the time. How come when you don't swing, it's a ball, and when I don't swing, it's a strike? I said, because I don't go up there swinging at everything like you do.
I earned it. I earned that.
Earned that reputation of having a good eye. And the same thing with the good pitchers. They know, and you got to know your umpires too. You got to know which ones will give you and ones were going to take it away. So there's certain times, certain umpires behind the plate, I better be swinging tonight because he's got a big strike zone. Or this is a hitter zone. I can take anything close. I might get the call, and then I'll get something right down the middle and I'll jack it, you know?
That made the game that made the baseball. And
Yeah.
that's what you don't have now. And I
Yeah.
think, Stan, I think if they give the auto strike, auto strike zone, that's going to take a lot away
Yeah.
from the game itself, where you won't have
I
those.
disagree.
Well, the thing now is you don't have people going out to see Marichal and Koufax or Clemens and Palmer. You don't have those matchups, which were really big. People wanted to see that. And the Atlanta pitching staff, with Glavine, Smoltz, Maddox, where those guys, I mean, they got a lot of pitches, but they earned it because they could throw the ball where they wanted to most of the time. You don't have that now, and that is something I think that's really missing from the game, are those pitchers. And you're starting to see in the playoffs now, the pitchers are going 6, 7 innings. They're going longer. And that's what happens in the playoffs. Why don't
But
you
I don't
teach
think the
these
strike
guys?
zone. I don't think the strike zone is the reason for that. I think, in fact,
No. I wasn't saying that.
I think a pitcher should know on a Monday with Emmett Ashford behind home plate that the same pitch is a strike on Monday with him as it is on Tuesday with Joe West. The predictability of the strike zone is vital to me to good pitching.
Yeah, you got the human element there, though, Stan, and each umpire has his own interpretation.
Yeah,
I agree that they might have the uniform strikes and balls with these robo umps, but I see robo umps as a way of them saving money. There's a guy they can semi-eliminate.
but they're not going to be able to eliminate the home plate umpire. He's got to be there to call balks and to call plays at the plate, and also he's got to be there in case the electronics don't work that night, then they'll go back to the home plate umpire.
Yeah, I with all the analytics that are in the game now, and the way the front offices are kind of taking over the managers' roles, I can imagine, and Ross, I know you'll agree with me, I can imagine somebody writing up a lineup upstairs and bringing it down to Earl Weaver and saying, "This is our lineup for the night." I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine what Earl would say. Just don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Really.
I'm the one who's managing the team.
Can you imagine somebody going up to Ozzie Guillen or somebody with one of the little cards telling you where to play?
Yeah.
You think they would have went, or Brooksy, this is where you got to play. Doesn't matter who's pitching. It's just a big conglomeration of this is where he hits the ball most of the time. No matter who's pitching, and you need to play there. Oh, they would go nuts.
Yeah. Smith, you're going to the Hall of Fame because you got the greatest glove ever, but you got to play where we tell you.
Right. That's it's silly.
Yeah.
Kenny, when you played for the Orioles, you got to play behind some great pitchers with the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, you didn't get to play behind McNally because I think you were in the trade with McNally, right?
Yeah.
You were in that trade. But you got to play behind Palmer. You got to play behind Flanagan a little bit, McGregor a little bit, Dennis Martinez. The Orioles have not had a 20-game winner since Mike Boddicker in 1984. I never thought I'd see that. Now, granted, there are so few. I think the only one this year was Urias with the Jose Urias with the Dodgers. But did you ever think there'd be a time where pitching wasn't premium in Baltimore?
Well, I think, Stan, that broke a string of like 13 straight years where the Orioles had at least one 20-game winner.
Yeah.
And they had 1 year where they had 4 and many years where they had 2. So I think that, first of all, it's almost like wins don't count as much for pitchers now. They take the starters, don't go as far in the ball games. In our day, there were more complete games. My first year in Baltimore, Palmer had 25 of them. The whole league doesn't have 25 now. So I just think that starting pitching it's changed, and the bullpen role has changed. Pitching staffs used to be built from the front to the back. Now they're being built from the back to the front. So they start with the closer and work their way back to number one, whoever starts the game. You have certain teams, they have openers. The guy pitches 1 inning and that's it. Then they bring in another guy. And it's just changed completely. Just the game has changed. I'm not saying it's for the worse. I'm just saying the game has just changed. It's evolved.
You know, it's interesting with what happened out in San Diego this year. And apparently, AJ Preller is still in good stead with his bosses. And the
Mhm.
word is an initial rumor that Bruce Bochy might want to come back and manage, and that's where he managed for 12 or 13 years. Now
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden you hear that Ron Washington, who Preller has a relationship with from
Mhm.
Texas, that he's the leading candidate for that job. If Washington ends up there, would you think Bochy still might want to come back and manage? And could he be a fit for the Yankees?
Whoa. Here's the deal. I never thought I'd see Tony La Russa come out of the Hall of Fame and manage again, but he's
Right,
doing it.
right, right.
Yeah, Dusty Baker's still going.
Yeah,
He's almost as old as Tony.
yeah,
So I'm not going to rule anything out as far as that's concerned. Money has a way of talking, and the way they're paying managers nowadays, I can see Bochy just naming his price and somebody would jump on it.
yeah,
Or Ron Washington got Texas to the World Series 2 years in a row. They didn't
yeah.
win, but they got there. I'd like to see Wash get another chance. I think he's a tremendous coach as third base coach and infield instructor, but I also think he has a personality much like Dusty Baker that he can get the best out of players. Dusty, to me, is going to the Hall of Fame. I know
No question about it.
he needs 13 more wins for 2000, and to me, that'll put him over the top, but he still doesn't have a contract for next year.
Yeah.
So maybe it depends on what Houston does in the postseason here, but he's led 5 different teams to the postseason or won the division. Nobody else has done that. Nobody else has ever done that. So to me, I've known Dusty since we played against each other in the Texas League way back in the last century, 1969. Yeah, we played in the Texas League. And just meeting him briefly on another team, I could see playing against him. He was a good player.
Yeah.
But just talking to him, I could see he was a pretty good guy.
Yes.
So I'm really happy for him. Hopefully, Houston plays well in this postseason. Once the Yankees were out, I really didn't care who won. It doesn't matter. I just want it to be good baseball,
Now I know you worked for the Yankees broadcasting these games, but I'm sure your eye was always over on the other side of New York to the Mets.
Yeah.
Do you see a chance that Steve Cohn and Sandy Alderson are able to lure Billy Beane out of Oakland?
Yeah, I can see that happening. Maybe he'll even bring Bob Melvin, the manager, with him.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that Billy Beane, I think, has done everything he could do in Oakland, and it's a franchise that's kind of in flux because they're trying to get a new stadium, and there's talk of them moving to Las Vegas or wherever. So maybe he doesn't want to deal with that anymore. Maybe he wants to go to a more stable franchise, a franchise that has quite a bit of wherewithal to get things done, and that would be the New York Mets. I mean, they're in the biggest market. They got probably the richest owner. So I think that that would be enticing for Billy Beane, or if he brings Bob Melvin or whomever to manage that team, it would be enticing to go to New York and certainly put a jolt into the Mets, who kind of sorely need it, if you ask me.
And it's interesting to think if that were to happen, that would open up a Bay Area return for Bruce Bochy on the other side of the bay.
Yeah. You got to remember, sometimes you get into retirement and you kind of like it, and managing a major league team, it takes a lot of energy. I mean, every day you've got your press conferences before and after ball games.
Right.
Kind of than it used to be. You got to deal with players. You got to deal with injuries. Now you have to deal with COVID. There's a lot of things you have to deal with. And in a way, I kind of think it's a younger guy's game.
Okay.
But La Russa's there and Dusty Baker's there. So they're kind of proving me wrong in that regard. But I just think guys that are a generation younger than them are kind of the way to go.
Ross, go ahead. You got a couple more, and then we'll let Singy get out.
Yeah. So where does Boone stand in New York?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot of fans who want him gone. What the mission is every year for the Yankees. We got to get the World Series and win it.
Right.
That's no ifs, ands, or buts. And if
mission
they don't,
mission not accomplished over
No,
the last
not at all.
12 years. Yeah.
they haven't won since
09.
Yeah. So, and they've made the playoffs most of those years, but they can't not able to put it on top. So to answer your question, there are people who are thinking about him being gone, but I think he's in good stead with Brian Cashman, the GM. Remember, he's had 3 full seasons of managing team. We're not counting 2020. They won 103, 100, and this year 92. They had a lot of issues this year. I just think if they do the right things, it probably won't matter who manages the team because they'll win 100 again. So I feel that way, that at least Cashman should. They're going to bring Boone back. Some of the coaches might change though, just to kind of light a fire underneath the team.
Yeah. All right. Hey, playoffs this year.
Yeah.
You got the American League and National League. Who do you got going to the series?
It's
a great question.
That's a great question.
I tell you what, here I'll put it this way. We got Milwaukee and Atlanta. Who's going to win that series?
Braves just went ahead. By the way, the Braves just went ahead 2 games to 1.
2 to 1.
Yeah. Braves are up. I'll go with the Braves.
Okay. And you got Houston and the White Sox.
I think Houston will win that.
Right. The Rays in Boston. Rays are down.
Boston's
I hate
the
Red Sox, man. I don't want them to win, but now they're 1 win away from it. And if they win tonight, they're in. So they move up.
Yeah.
And Dodgers Giants.
Who's pitching for them tonight? I don't even know.
For who?
For the Red
Boston. Oh, that's a bull. It's going to be a bullpen thing. They used Tampa Bay used 9 pitchers last night.
God, that's football nowadays. I'd like the Rays to win because I want to see that franchise do well. Because Ross, we kind of live down in Florida now. We want to have
really. We got hockey, baseball, and football. They're on fire.
Yeah. I want them to do well so they stay in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
As far as the Giants and the Dodgers, that's almost like a 50-50. Those 2 best teams in the game. I was a Giant fan growing up as a kid, so I kind of want the Giants to win.
Yeah.
All right. He's Ken
Who you
Singleton.
got in the series? Who you got in the series?
Who you got in the series?
I'll take the Giants and
the Rays.
Yeah. The Rays are hurting though.
I know.
There's too many teams involved.
I had the Dodgers and the Rays. So I like the Dodgers.
You like them better than the Giants?
Yeah.
Just
I like
because
the Dodgers a little better. Yeah.
They're starting pitching. The teams that starting pitching in the playoffs usually do.
You're
very
right.
well.
You're right.
I'm thinking now all of a sudden with Boston coming back, I'm thinking Boston and the Giants might end up.
That would be something. That'd be
an entertaining series. Kenny, one last thing. The young pitcher that came up several times, Luis Gil, for the Yankees. What did you think of him?
His first, I think 18 innings in the big leagues, he didn't give up a run. So that's the longest streak in Yankee history. He throws fire, and he seemed to, the one bad game he had, he just lost the plate. He couldn't find it. He walked like 6 guys. And they said that when he had problems in the minor leagues, those were his problems. He all of a sudden he couldn't find home plate, but his stuff is outstanding. Yankees have a couple of guys like him. Michael King is pretty good. Yeah. They have another kid,
Schmidt,
Abreu, Schmidt, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I think one of those guys could make the rotation next spring.
All right.
So we'll see, but I don't have to worry about it anymore, Stan.
Yeah. When you coming down here?
Will you still talk baseball with us, Kenny, sometime?
Oh yeah. Just don't ask me too specific questions.
All right. We'll go very vague from here on.
Yeah.
When you coming down? When you coming down here?
January, Ross. January.
Okay. All right.
You'll be up in Baltimore?
Yeah, I'll be in Baltimore till then because our grandkids are in New Jersey. We drive up to see them play and the holidays and all that, and then we head to Florida.
All right. Thanks again. And again, happy anniversary, 30th anniversary to you and the lovely Mrs. Singleton.
Okay. We'll see you guys down the road.
All right, buddy.
All right. Want to remind you, and you don't have to hang for this, Kenny. Press Box Live has been brought to you by C3 American Exteriors. Call now, or actually go to their website at c3america.com to get a free roof inspection, and you might qualify to get a brand new roof for just the cost of your insurance deductible. And again, as I always say, that if you own a home, no more expensive costs coming your way than if you have a roof fix or a roof replacement. 3 boxes to check: liking the people you're dealing with, trusting the people you're dealing with, knowing the people you're dealing with. C3 American Exteriors, I know one of the owners very well. They not only stand behind their work, they do master craftsman work in the roofing trade. So C3 American Exteriors at c3america.com. Next Monday, Ross, at 6 o'clock, we will have on with this former general manager of the Montreal Expos, the Boston Red Sox, and the Baltimore Orioles. Dan Duquette will join us next Monday. All right.
Great. All right, buddy.
You stay safe and give
You
Bird
too.
my best. Who you like tonight in the Ravens Colts game?
Oh, the Ravens. Absolutely. Even given the 7 points, I think. And it's seven,
like
7.5, something like that.
I think it's 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little better this week.
Good. Hey, for Ross Grimsley, I'm Stan the Fan. We thank our friends at C3 American Exteriors for allowing us to bring you these Zooms. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. I'll see you Wednesday night with Gary Stein. Bye.